Welcome back. Let's look at profit, cost price, and selling price. Before we look at examples, let's just discuss what is profit, what is the cost price, and what is the selling price. And then also we're going to discuss the formulae that we use when we're doing calculations that involve these three. The cost price. Let's start with the cost price. In a retail system, cost price is the price at which goods have been bought by a retailer. Right, who is a retailer? It's someone who buys goods to resell. Let's say I buy a calculator for 350 rands and then I sell it for 500 rand. So the cost price will be the 350 rand that I buy the calculator with, and then the selling price is going to be the 500 rand that I'm going to sell the calculator with. In the manufacturing sector, cost price is the amount of money needed to produce goods or services. Let's say we're talking about the calculator. What is the cost of manufacturing that calculator? So in the manufacturing sector, the cost price is the amount of money needed to produce that particular product. What is the selling price? The selling price is the price of which product or service is sold. Right, that's the selling price, like I explained using the example of the calculator there. Let's say I'm a retailer, I buy a calculator for 350 rand and then I sell it for 500 rand. To me, 350 rand is the cost price and 500 rand is what is the selling price. And then profit. Now the profit is the difference between the selling price and the cost price. Let's continue with our example of the calculator. Let's say the selling price is 500 rand and then the cost price was what? Was 350 rand. So to get the profit, I'll say 500 rand minus 350 rand, which is 150 rand. So the profit is the difference between the selling price and the cost price. So this formula may be used to calculate profit. You just say selling price minus cost price. Please take note of these. We're going to use them in our examples. And then from this, we can get the formula for selling price and the formula for cost price. You just make the selling price the subject of the formula, or you make the cost price the subject of the formula. Like the selling price, if we add the cost price on both sides of the equation there, it's going to be cost price plus profit. Okay, and then what about the cost price? To get the cost price, you can even start by transposing cost price to the left hand side and then transposing the profit to the right hand side. So it becomes cost price is equal to selling price minus profit. So these two, we can say basically they're coming from this one. Please take note of these formulae. We're going to use them in our examples. Consider a retailer who buys an item for 120 rands and then sells it for 150 rands. So the cost price here will be 120 rands. Then the selling price will be 150 rands. And then the profit is the difference between these two, which is 30 rands. Profit, some texts refer to profit as a markup, is generally expressed as a percentage. Like for example, percentage profit, we can say is the profit amount. Now we know how to calculate the profit amount. The profit amount will be the selling price minus the cost price. So percentage profit is the profit amount divided by the cost price times 100% over 1. Okay, some people just say 100 over 1 here because this may be confusing sometimes. You may end up putting this percent in the calculator. Please take note, when you're doing these calculations, don't put this percent in the calculator, just use the 100 as it is. The selling price is obtained after increasing the cost price by a given profit percentage. The following formula may be useful. Please take note of this. Selling price, you just say 100 plus percentage over 100 times cost price. They're increasing the cost price by a percentage. Let's say you're increasing a cost price by 20%. If the percentage profit is 20%, they're increasing the cost price by 20%. So you can say 100 plus 20, which is 120%. Okay, that's why we say 100 plus percentage here, because you are increasing the cost price by a given percentage. I'm going to show you different methods of doing this. This is the formula you may use. And then let's say you want to get the cost price now. You are given the selling price and the percentage profit. You want to get the cost price. How do you do that? You may use this formula. Okay, cost price is what 100 over 100 plus percentage. If you check, you see that this is when we invert this one. Okay, I'm going to explain this when we're doing the examples, right? So cost price, you can say 100 over 100 plus percentage times selling price. That's how you can get the cost price from the selling price and the given percentage profit. If a company or an individual does not make a profit, then that person will make a loss. Let's say if the selling price is less than the cost price, then an entity will make what? Will make a loss. We call it a loss. If the selling price is less than the cost price, then that is a loss, not a profit. Please take note of that. Let's look at examples. An item was bought for 80 rand and sold for 96 rands. Calculate the percentage profit or markup. So what are we given here? The 80 rand is the cost price. And then the 96 rands is what? Is the selling price. And then we are required to calculate the percentage profit. Let's remember our formula. We said profit is what? Profit is selling price minus cost price. And then our selling price is 96, and then our cost price is 80 rand. So meaning that the profit is 16 rands. And then remember we say that percentage profit is equal to profit amount divided by cost price times 100% over 1. Remember, don't put the percent in the calculator, just put 100. So you can say, and then you get your 20%. We are asked to calculate the percentage profit, so this is our answer. Let's check example 2. An item is bought for 500 rands and sold at a profit of 25%. Determine the selling price of the above item. So I'm going to show you two methods. The most common one is to find 25% of 500 rands, and then we add that to the 500 rand. Okay, so let me show you the first method. So you can say, what is 25%? 25% is 25 over 100 of 500 rands, right? And then it's equal to 125 rands. So this is the profit amount. And then what is the selling price? The selling price is equal to cost price plus profit. So the selling price here is going to be 500 rands plus 125 rands, which is 625 rands. That's the selling price. The other one you can use is to use the formula that I gave you. Remember I said selling price is equal to 100 plus percentage over 100 and then times cost price. That's the formula I gave you. So you can just put the percentage profit here and then your cost price there and then put in the calculator. And then we can even simplify this if you want. Alright, then you can put this in the calculator. You'll get your selling price, which is 625 rands. Okay, that's how we can do it. Alright, let's do example 3. The price of an item including 40% profit is 1,200. So take note here. This is the selling price after 40% profit was added. So this is the percentage profit. So we want to get the cost price from the selling price and the given percentage profit. Remember the formula that I gave you. I say that cost price is equal to 100 divided by 100 plus percentage times selling price. Remember that formula, and then just substitute what you have. We have substituted. If you want, you can start by simplifying this part, and then you can put this in the calculator. You'll get that the cost price is equal to 857 rand and 14 cents. That's what you're going to get. The other thing you can do, you can start with this formula which says selling price is equal to 100 plus percentage divided by 100 times cost price. You can substitute what you have. We have the selling price now. So where the selling price, we put 1,200 is equal to 100 plus 40 over 100. 100 plus 40 over 100 times cost price. Then we can simplify this. Right, now we want to get the cost price. So we have to divide by 140 over 100 on both sides of the equation. So when you're dividing by 140 over 100 is like multiplying by 100 over 140. Remember, if you're dividing with a fraction, you have to tip and times. So you invert and then you times. So it's going to be 1,200 times 100 over 140. Then that gives us the cost price. You're getting the same amount, 857 rand and 14 cents.